Let me guess. You're posting content, maybe even consistently. You're dropping value bombs, you're sharing tips, you're creating reels, you're writing thoughtful captions, you're doing everything the Instagram gurus told you to do. And yet, nothing's selling. Your DMs are quiet, your offers aren't moving, and you're starting to wonder if maybe you just need a bigger audience or a prettier feed, or maybe you're just not meant to make money online. But here's what's actually happening. Your content is not bad. It's just not connecting. You're speaking, but there's nobody listening. You're teaching and there's nobody buying. And the reason has nothing to do with your audience size and everything to do with who you're actually talking to, or more accurately, who you're not talking to. After teaching multiple women and building my own 7-figure business, talking to moms, and 709,000 plus followers across the platforms, I can spot this problem instantly. And today I'm going to show you exactly why your content isn't selling and how to fix it before 2026 starts. Because friend, if you don't fix it now, you're going to spend another entire year buying this course, doing that hack, doing that, and getting nowhere. Welcome back to Sold Out Sales School. I am Trish Ware, a labor and delivery nurse turned 7-figure business owner selling to moms. If you've been showing up, creating content, and wondering why is nothing converting, this episode is going to change everything for you. Okay, grab a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, whatever it is, but I want you to listen today because here's what you're hearing everywhere. Educational content is dead. Stop teaching for free. Just tell stories and sell. But I'm here to tell you, and listen, I get it. I get why coaches are saying this, because when you're selling to other entrepreneurs, to coaches, to business owners, they don't need more tips. They need connection, authority, and action. But you, my friend, are not selling to entrepreneurs. You're selling to moms, to parents, to real people, to people who are Googling answers at 2 a.m. while their baby is screaming in the background, to women who are searching how to get my toddler to sleep, or how to prepare for labor, or how to start solids with my baby. You are selling to women who need help. They need the education. They want the education. They need to know that you know what the heck you're talking about. They're drowning in questions. They don't know what they don't know. And there's an extra layer to our marketing that other coaches don't understand. And if you're not teaching them, they're going to find someone who will. Their problem isn't that you're creating educational content. The problem is you're creating only educational content, or only stories, or only authority content. And that only lands with one type of buyer. And here's what I see in most B2C content: educational post after educational post, or no educational posts. They're showing tips and strategies and how-tos and lists, and it's all valuable. It's all helpful, but it's missing the other two content types that actually move people to buy. Because here's the truth: for selling to moms and parents, education gets them in the door. Connection keeps them. Authority gets them to buy. Period. You need all three, not just one type. So let's talk about buyer types. Your audience isn't one person. It's 4 completely different types of buyers, all at different stages, all needing different types of content. Number 1, we're going to say unaware Uma. She is Googling questions right now. She doesn't even know you exist. She needs educational content that answers her immediate questions. Now, if you position your offer to answer her biggest problem, biggest question, then you can sell to unaware Uma, but that's a whole nother episode. She needs educational content that answers her immediate question and introduces the bigger problem she didn't know she had. So let's do an example, right? So your post is wondering why your toddler won't sleep. Here's the one thing you're missing, and it's not what sleep consultants usually talk about. Most parents focus on bedtime routines, but the real issue is daytime sleep pressure. Let me explain. Now, you see what happened. You answered her Google question. You positioned yourself as the expert. You introduced a concept she has no idea existed. Now her curiosity is piqued. What else does this lady know that I don't know? Educational content for real people isn't dead. Period. I don't care what anyone's saying. It's your discovery engine. That's how she finds you. Now let's talk about Lurker Linda. Lurker Linda found you through your educational content. Now she's been watching you for months. She reads every caption. She saves your post, but never comments. She's out there, but you don't know about her. She needs more educational content mixed with emotional connection that proves you know your stuff and that you're a real person, a real human that she can trust. So she's lurking and watching. So here's an example for her. Here's the truth about newborn sleep that nobody tells you until you're drowning in exhaustion. You see that right there? Your baby isn't broken. The advice you're getting is most sleep training methods were designed for older babies, not newborns. Here's what actually works for the first 12 weeks. Now, if you see, you're still teaching, but now you're also validating her struggle and positioning yourself as the person with different, better answers, aka the expert. Now, hesitant Hailey knows she has a problem, and she's learned enough from your free content to know you have the solution. But she's scared. She's been burned before. She needs emotional content to feel understood, to see that other women like her have succeeded, to know this is possible for her. Example would be, if you're the exhausted mom who's tried every sleep tip on the internet and nothing works, I see you. I was you. With my first baby, I thought I was failing at motherhood because I couldn't figure out sleep. But here's what I learned. It wasn't me. It was bad advice. Once I understood how infants' sleep actually works, everything changed. If I figured this out after 16 years as a labor nurse, you can too. Now you're connecting, not just teaching. Ready Rachel, she knows she has a problem and she's ready to buy. She just needs to know why she should buy from you. She needs the authority content, proof, results, testimonies, behind the scenes, clear offer. Example for her would be something like, after helping hundreds of moms get their babies sleeping through the night, here's what I know works, blah, blah, blah. Share your framework, share your system. And inside my program, you're going to talk about your program. You're going to say what she gets and what that does for her. You're not going to go module by module, but what's the outcome? Like outcome focus. Like what is the outcome that she gets, right? Baby sleeping better in 7 days or less. Here's how to join. Direct, confident, and clear. Here's what other business coaches get wrong. They teach you strategies that work for selling to other business owners, entrepreneurs, and they expect them to work for selling to moms. But moms are not entrepreneurs. They're not thinking in terms of ROI or tax write-offs. They're thinking, will this actually help my family? Can I trust this person? Is this worth the money that I could use to buy groceries? That's why educational content isn't dead for B2C, because your moms are still Googling, they're still searching, they're learning. And if you stop teaching them, they'll find someone else who will, and they'll buy from them instead. The difference between you and the free content they find on Google, you're teaching strategically. You're using education to build trust and take them across the bridge to your offer. And there's several types of content that I want you to think about, but educational content should be a foundation if you're selling to consumers. So we've got our educational content, which answers their questions, shifts beliefs, and you're going to structure it a certain way. And this is what we teach inside the Content Mastery Mastermind. This type of content is how they find you. This is how you build your credibility. This is how you prove you actually know what you're talking about. The other type is inspirational, emotional. This is where you're going to use stories. You're going to build trust through stories, and you have a structure of struggle to story to hope to invitation. That's best for hesitant Hailey and Lurker Linda. This is how they trust you. This is how they see themselves in your story or your client stories, and this is how they believe it's possible for them. The other type is authority content. This converts Ready Rachel's. This is where you go from problem to proof to direct offer. No beating around the bush. This is how she buys. This is where you show results and share testimonies and make clear offers. Here's what I want to know. Unaware Uma becomes Lurker Linda, becomes hesitant Hailey, becomes Ready Rachel. So you're always creating all of this content in a loop so that we're moving them through that. So I want you to go look at your last 9 posts right now and ask yourself, how many are educational? You should be doing 40 to 50%. How many are emotional? This should be like 30 to 40%. Authority, 20 to 30%. If you have all educational and no authority content, you're teaching yourself out of sales. If you have no educational content because some coach told you it's dead, you're invisible to the moms who really need you. So stop being invisible. You need the right mix, not just one type. Now, I teach the break formula inside of the mastermind. And this is how we combine all these types of content into one path of getting her across the bridge. So the B for break is being seen. Call out your BFE exactly where she's stuck. You're drowning in conflicting advice about birth, right? One person says get epidural, another says go unmedicated, another says try water. You're more confused than when you started. Call her out exactly where she is. Now the R is righting the wrong limiting beliefs, right? We need to flip what she's believing, challenge her limiting beliefs, and do that by saying, here's what nobody tells you. The problem is that you don't understand blank, right? So it's not that she's like drowning in all of this conflicting advice about labor, but she doesn't understand what's happening in her body and what she wants, right? So you're flipping her limiting beliefs so she can make the right choice. E is envision. Paint the picture. Give her the hope. What is possible for her? The next part is, and that could look like something like, imagine walking into your birth calm and confident, blah, 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 right? A is anchoring your authority. Position yourself as the guide. You're going to B, she has to be seen. R, you're going to right the wrong. And then A is anchor the authority. Position yourself as the person she needs. And you do that by claiming, like getting braggy. I always say, let down the humility and get braggy here. This is where you get braggy. And K is knocking down the gap. You're going to bring her to the offer, whether the offer is your micro experience, the offer is a lead magnet, or the offer is your offer. We want to position it. We're going to do that. See how that works. You educated, explained the real problem. You connected emotionally. You validated her confusion. You showed her authority by establishing your credentials, and then you made a clear offer. That's the B2C content formula. And you can't use B2B. Every other business coach is missing that step. They want you to sell like you're selling to entrepreneurs, but you're not. Entrepreneurs are much easier to sell to. Moms buy based on trust and proof. Entrepreneurs want frameworks and systems. Moms want that, but they want to know that it's going to work for them. Entrepreneurs are okay with figured out yourself content. Moms need handholding and step-by-step guidance. And this is why I'm a unicorn coach. I'm the only one teaching B2C content strategy. Educational content is not dead. You just need to use it strategically as part of your content system. And here's what works for me and my clients selling to moms and parents. You can mix it up and you create your content calendar and you show up consistently. If you want to be in a growth phase, post every day. If you want to be in a momentum phase, post 3 to 4 times a week. But I recommend that you should stay posting every other day. I don't post on Sunday usually unless it's a repost. And you always present a clear offer. This is why Content Mastery Mastermind exists, because every other business program teaches you strategies for selling to entrepreneurs, period. I will stand on that. I'm teaching you how to sell to real people, and the playbook is different. Inside the mastermind, you're going to learn how to create content that builds trust, not just friend zones, how to identify which of the 4 buyer types you're speaking to and how to rotate through your content types. I'll teach you how to build your micro experience, how to build out your offer, and how to sell it. If you join in December, you're getting a bonus month. This December, we're going to do your onboarding call, and then you get every month of 2026. This is insane of me, but that's my gift to you because I love you guys. All right, so send me a DM on I am Trish Ware, or go to trishwarecoaching.com/apply. Stop just posting to post. Let's get you selling. Friend, do not listen to some business coach who's only ever sold to other business owners. Don't let them tell you what works for your audience. Educational content is not dead. You just need to use it right. You need to be strategic, period. Here's your homework. Audit your last 9 posts. Look and see, are you doing a good mix? Because maybe you're following bad advice from someone who's never sold B2C. If you want to help building a content strategy, send me a DM and let's get you into the mastermind. I am 100% here for you. I am unlike any other mentor that you've ever known. I'm going to walk the path with you. I open up the doors and show you what's working, what hasn't worked, what to refine. We go through review, refine, repeat. Okay. And we're going to sell your offer together. All right, you guys, hit subscribe, leave a review, tell me what you want to hear more of. And that was your cosmic slap on the booty. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now.